This meeting is being recorded. Good afternoon, everyone here today. Big welcome to our favorite gym time. My name is Peter Ngo, Senior Presidential Director here with LifeWave. I have my beautiful co-host today, Mrs. Donna Reiner. How are you doing this afternoon, Donna?
I am well, and we're rocking and rolling in Texas.
In Texas, woo! You know, Texas is going to be our favorite state next year because we all know Austin in November, convention, Texas, everyone. We're going to be living in Texas. I know I will be, so I'll be visiting you a lot, Donna.
Awesome.
Big welcome. So big welcome back, everyone, for this afternoon's training. This is our third episode, okay, which is right in line with the BLD, the building concept lifestyle that I have been living for the last probably 5 years. And if you have not watched our first and second episode, don't worry about it, okay? It's all over Telegram. It's all over our Facebook page on the Be Activating group. But today, we're going to talk about the third topic, which is called duplication, the word duplication. So the first week we talked about building. What are you identifying to build, everyone, during breakfast time? Building breakfast. Are you building your business? Are you building your brand? Are you building your brain? And are you building your body during breakfast time? I always allow 3 hours, and that's my time schedule. I don't know what your time schedule is, but mine is from 9 to 12. Okay, that is called my breakfast building time. So if I want to build my body and I take an hour in the gym, and that takes me from 9 to 10, correct? If I want to build my brain and I read my favorite book from 10 to 11, that's another hour, right? And then I want to build my business from 11 to 12 for another hour. What does building my business look like? Like this. This is an hour, right? We're building. I'm focusing 100% of my time into knowing what I'm doing, okay? Now, we got the B down. Once you know what you want to build, who will you leverage to help you build there? Are you leveraging a phone, technology? Are you leveraging a mentor like myself, like Donna, like many of us here, right? Who are in the team, who's in the team? Are you leveraging us? Are you leveraging the podcast? Are you leveraging the videos? Are you leveraging other tools, right? So what are you leveraging? So for example, again, I always use the gym analogy. We are a gym. Once you've decided what you want to build, which is your body, you got to go to the gym. Once you know you're going to the gym, you got to leverage the workout equipments. You got to leverage the bodybuilders. You got to leverage the nutrition or the fuel or the things you're putting in your body. Does that make sense? Same thing with this business. Once you know what to build, you're going to have to leverage our tools. What are our tools, everyone? StartX39now.com. That is a leveraging tool. StartX39biz. That is a tool that we have created for everyone to use. So you can learn how to eliminate creating all this stuff. So that is called leveraging. You have to learn how to leverage and know who to leverage and how much time you're leveraging. And you do it during lunch. So L stands for leveraging, lunch. I call my leveraging time between 12 to 6 p.m. 12 to 6, okay? So my breakfast is 9 to 12. My lunch is 12 to 6, okay? Now, my favorite, now to complete the whole daily cycle, what are you doing for dinner? Dinner, we are duplicating. Dinner time, we are developing each other. How are we developing and duplicating every day, and why do you need to duplicate? Okay, so before I get into the word duplication, I just want everyone to know, who here, raise your hand. We have 55 of us right now. Who has been in network marketing before LifeWave? Raise your hand. Didn't we always say, what does the company say? We must duplicate. What does every leader say? We gotta duplicate. Let me ask a serious question. Who knows really what the word duplication is? So let me pick someone. And as we go through these training calls here, okay, this is not a daily podcast. This is not a presentation, everyone. This is a live gym. This is a participation. This is probably the best place for you to unmute yourself, ask a question, and don't worry, there's no bad questions here. This is the only time you get to ask questions. So go ahead and put it on the chat. Donna and I will go through it, and then we can talk about it, okay? But I want to know, I'm going to pick on someone. Let's pick on Daryl, since you have the Santa Claus on. Daryl, how you doing? Okay.
Great. How are you doing, Peter?
Daryl is getting ready for Christmas time, and we're in November, so good for you, Daryl. So Daryl, you know, you've been in network marketing. What is your definition of duplication? What have you seen it? Have you participated in it, or what do you know about duplication?
Yes. Well, thank you, Peter. I'd say teaching other people the proven methods that work, and just teach them to do the same thing. Just keep multiplying.
Awesome. Great answer. Okay. I want to get one more. Let's pick on Mary Cope. Mary Cope, can you unmute yourself? Oh, we can't hear you, but you unmuted. Let me see. Can anybody hear Mary? No, we can't hear Mary. One more time, Mary. Try unmute it one more time. If it doesn't work, then. Okay. I think you might have a problem with your microphone. That's okay. I'll come back for you.
Type it in the chat if you can, Mary. We'll look at it in a little while.
Let's see. Let's pick on Lisa Falvo. Lisa, how are you? Well, unmute yourself. What is your definition of duplication? Hi.
Duplication to me would be copying, replicating the same thing over and over to duplicate.
Perfect. So we got the two same answers, right? Copying, replicating, doing it over and over again. Now, can you copy bad things?
Yes.
Can you copy good things?
Yes.
Okay. Now, understanding that, what are we copying? Okay. In network marketing, we have to copy systems. Okay. I want to define systems, and I want to define why. Okay. Now, let's first define, why do we need to duplicate as an entrepreneur? And I think everybody knows the answer, right? How many hours do we have in a day? 24.
Yeah.
Out of those 24 hours, how many are actual working, leveraging, building hours in the day? You don't know.
Exactly.
Correct answer, Donna. Why? I
Because
don't
we're
know
all-
if you have children. I don't know if you have a husband. I don't know if you're taking care of your parents. I don't know what your job is. Does everybody understand? Everybody's time is very limited to your time. So that's why you have to understand where you are. So I always ask that when you join network marketing, assess yourself. Where are you in your time in your life? Get it? And then when you know how much time you have left, and that's why the BLD, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or the build, leverage, and duplicate, will help you define that. So again, for example, if Lisa comes to me and says, Peter, I love this technology. I know this thing works, and there's 3 things, and everyone write this down. There's 3 things that makes people make a decision. When they watch our podcast, there's 3 things that people are answering themselves. Are you ready? Number 1, will this product work for me, or will this technology work for me? Remember the what's in it for me mentality, right? We're humans. What is in it for me? Will this work for me? Can I, and then will this work for me? Will this work for others? Okay. And can I do this? So when people are watching the podcast and they're listening to other testimonials, what is the first thing they're going to see? Oh, if it works for them, it can work for me, right? Now, when we say that, then when they see the technology and they know that we all have stem cells, that means it works for us. We will benefit. Now, the question is, can I do this? Now, everyone, who here has invited someone to a podcast? Raise your hand. Did that take a lot of skills, or did that take a lot of convincing or voodoo to do that? The moment you have done that, you have duplicated.
Oh, wow.
Makes sense. Now, the question is, why are we duplicating? Why are we spending a half an hour, 2 hours a day building this business? Because again, I told you, you have only so many hours in a day. So if Lisa only has 3 hours in a day, and those 3 hours are called money-making activities. Money-making activities, right, Lisa? Because you're looking for a new way on how to generate income with the least amount of time, right? Because we're living in a new world. So Lisa doesn't, so now Lisa defines this and she goes, Peter, I want this. She can only give me 3 hours a day, but how can she duplicate herself in those 3 hours, maybe where she can find 10 partners maybe one day. And those 10 partners can only give you 3 hours too, right, Lisa? Because your friends are busy, your coworkers are busy, but now all of a sudden you've duplicated yourself through a system, and now you have earned another 3 hours each from 10 people. Now you have 30 hours of potential income earning potential. Does that make sense, Lisa?
Yes.
So the reason we hear this a lot, we hear it all the time in networking, go duplicate, go duplicate. The problem is, number one, people don't have, most companies or most leaders don't have a great system. And again, what did I say? You can duplicate a bad thing, you can duplicate a good thing. In my career, unfortunately, I was duplicating bad behaviors. What are bad behaviors? Being told I gotta drive 6 hours to meet somebody. Being told I gotta study for 5 hours about this product and 30 other products. You know what I mean? Being told that I gotta go to hotel meetings and I gotta go do this and that. Does that make sense, everyone? That is called bad duplication, because it does not convert into more money and less time. So what I'm trying to tell everyone here, when you hear the word duplication, I want you to have that discernment. I want you to have that boundary. Is this going to cost me small time to convert into something? Does that make sense? Or is it going to waste my time, cost me more time, and get no results? You have to go through that time now in your phase. So why is our system developed? Because this is called a system. So I want to take everyone back when Marcy and I started in September of 2019. From September to March of 2020, the first 7 months we were in the business. We had no system. We had no startx39now.com. We had no startx39biz.com. What we had is we had previous experiences. And those previous experiences coming into LifeWave, we knew what we had to eliminate that would make it easier for people to duplicate. And we figured it out. So why do I say keep it so stupid simple? Because in a human psychology mind, you can only copy things that are easy. You can't make it hard. Now, what we eliminated here through our podcast, and I'm going to use the podcast as the duplication system for each one of you, because what are we doing every day at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? There are hundreds of people getting on a podcast now where hundreds and thousands of people are not presenting anymore. Is that a good thing? Yes. Why? Because I took the responsibility away from Lisa, because she's brand new in the industry. She's afraid to talk. Most people are afraid to talk. So we took that responsibility away from her. Is that a good duplication? Yes. We took away the training from her. She does not have to train anyone. Why? Because we have tons of trainers that already been through the system. Does that make sense? So we would train for you. Does that give more time for Lisa? Yes, because she doesn't have to do that. Lisa does not have to go into more three-way phone calls, meaning she does not have to take away her time of day from her family, her dinner, her whatever she wants to do, just to answer phones all day long. Because why? Because everyone is using the three-way, which is the podcast. The podcast is answering all your questions for you. And then when your prospects see what the duplication model is, which is the podcast, and they like it right away, then they will call Lisa and go, hey, Lisa, thank you for your invite. That was very simple. Thank you for the flyer. I got on it. I saw this information. I'm ready to go. Can you share with me what was your story? What did you come in with? And how do I get started? Does that make sense, everyone?
Can I
Now,
interject something?
yes.
I want to encourage everyone, this doesn't mean that it eliminates the responsibility of you over time learning. No one's trying to cripple you or prevent you from learning and knowing how to walk on your own. But in the first 6 months or so, if you can lean strongly into that direction while you're learning, you can still duplicate and you can set yourself up for residual income. That's what
That's a perfect segue, Donna. And as you're doing this, everyone, again, you're going into the gym, you're learning new lingo, right? You're learning how to build, you're learning how to leverage, you're learning how to duplicate. And duplication as an organization now. How do you build to an organization of 35,000 members? You got to stick with one thing constantly, and you got to develop. So Donna, who is presenting for us every day on the podcast? Who are these leaders?
These are people that have learned the system through duplication from the beginning of having no one enrolled to working their way up to from anywhere from an executive director on up. And they've learned the system so that they know the system, and they're already duplicating and making residual income so that they can be strong and confident, because we're confident in the science, y'all. It's the science that is so amazing.
And we can use the science as a tool, right? That is a tool. Now,
Yeah.
what I want each and every one of you to see, it took us 3 years to develop this presentation platform. They were all managers. Dr. Stacy, Marcy, Laura, Wendy, Kathleen, Charity, Suzanne, myself, all the presenters. We were all managers, directors, senior directors, executive directors, presidential directors, and senior presidential directors. What I'm saying is that we all were in your shoes. We all have developed a way of how to be in constant contact. So I'll give you an example. If we all have jobs from 9 to 5, do we all know what does a company that employs 5,000 employees, do they all know what all 5,000 employees are doing from 9 to 5?
No.
Yeah, they're stuck there. They're there. Doesn't make sense. They know what they're doing from 9 to 5 because you're in your job from 9 to 5. What if we are an organization and we run our organization like a job too? So for example, this morning at 10 a.m., I had a training call. This afternoon at 12:30, I have a call. This evening at 6 p.m., we have a podcast. Do I know where Denise is at? Do I know where Midge is at? Do I know where Lisa's at? Do I know where Sandra is at? Do I know where Sean is at? Do I know where Shelby's at? Do you guys understand where we're going with this? We all understand what we're doing every day, and we're just giving each other not 8 hours a day. We're giving each other 30 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, but we're duplicating it times 100, 1,000, 10,000. And when we give each other time through this network marketing structure, we're all benefiting from each other's working time. Does that make sense, everyone? And I want to clarify it so well during these trainings right here, because this is the only time I get to share this information. Does that make sense, everyone? So these calls here is going to teach you how to build, leverage, duplicate. Spare time, 5 hours a week. Part-time, 5 to 10 hours a week. Full-time, 10 to 15 hours a week. Does that make sense? We don't want your full-time. I don't want your full-time. I only want enough time where you can do this and grow within yourself. Now, again, I talk about phases in your life, phases in your business. Denise Knapp, is she in a different phase in her life? Yes, she is than mine, right? She might not want to do network marketing. She might not want to go out to the people, but guess what? She might want to help 1 or 2 or 3 neighbors. That is still helping, right, Denise? And then there's someone like maybe like me. I have all the time in the world now. I have energy. I got to go. I got to build my brand because I got to build my future, right? So I might have more than 3 hours a day. I might have 5 hours a day I can build into this. But Denise and I still know the same thing. Where do we have to be? Where do we have to plug people into? And how do we duplicate each other without spending more time creating things? Okay, and I want everyone to define that. And today, because we're going into, we only have a month and a half left before the year's end. Ask yourself this: in the next 2 years, or even in the next 1 year, let's just say 2023, how can you duplicate yourself to a point? Maybe there's 2 Elizabeths. What if there's 2 Elizabeths, right? And then those 2 Elizabeths can find another 2 Elizabeth. And then all of a sudden, maybe Elizabeth in 2023 could have 500 people in her tree. Even though 500 are not working, what if maybe 10% are working? What if only 50 are working? And each 50 can give 3 hours a week into the business. Now, Elizabeth can be doing massages, but what if she has 150 more hours of, again, earning potential? We're talking about earning money without you. Does that make sense? Okay. You gotta go through that push. You gotta push yourself into this kind of box, okay, which is duplication. And you gotta be in this industry right now more than ever, because the whole world, as you can see, we're going into job cuts. Do you know, I don't like to throw bad news out there, but I just watched this news thing, not even news, it was real information. 1/3, 30% of all businesses in the United States in October did not pay for their rent. Let me repeat that again. 1/3
That's
of
incredible.
all businesses in the US of A did not make their mortgage payment. Let me ask you this. Who here is on auto ship?
Absolutely.
You made your mortgage payment. You paid for your business already. Do you understand the power of that alone right there? You have business owners, you have friends and family that are using the technology. When you're doing that, you've duplicated. Does that make sense, everyone? Every point, every ID number that goes into your tree, every day, every week, every month, when you see someone, you've duplicated through that point, okay? Now, let me share now. What is a system and why did it take this long to develop, and what is really a system here to do? And why do you need to belong into the system? Who here goes to church?
No.
Who here goes to a gym? Who here goes to a bowling league? Who here belongs to a bowling league? Do you understand where I'm getting at? When you belong to somewhere, to an organization, you are in a system of life. Okay, now who here belongs to a mafia? A gangster mafia.
They need it.
That is a system also, right? You're duplicating each other. So that's why I say, can you duplicate good and can you duplicate bad? When I was in network marketing, before I found LifeWave, my first 15 years, my first 10 years, I've duplicated so bad, meaning that it wasn't Peter's fault. It was really what I was taught. And again, I was taught all the bad behaviors, and that's why I had to repurge my life out and to really understand, if Peter cannot succeed in these companies, what is Peter doing that is not correct? Then I had to ask all my uplines. I had to reach out to the industry. And then as I was looking through everything, I think we were just programmed wrong. Does everybody believe that maybe the government program was wrong? The world program was wrong?
Absolutely.
Also, network marketing and direct sales can program you wrong, right? What does being wrong mean? To me now, again, I'll repeat it over and over again. If you have to constantly work harder and not get results, there is something wrong in the middle of the equation. Whether maybe you might be in the wrong company, you might be in the wrong team, you might be in the wrong compensation plan, you might be with the wrong product or technology, on and on and on. There could be many variable factors. We don't need to worry about these factors because these factors are not here. Those are already eliminated because LifeWave itself has all the benefits for you to succeed. The only thing LifeWave cannot do is build you, teach you how to leverage, and teach you how to duplicate. That's not their job. That's our job, right? So what you're doing is we're just learning from each other. But the beautiful thing is because this system that we've created is not one person. There's not Marcy in charge, or Peter, or Dr. Stacy, or Rhonda, or Charity, there's not one leader in charge of this whole thing, everyone. It is all the leaders in charge of this one. So you're understanding that we're all duplicating each other, but the one thing we do have here is we eliminate all the ego and all the bad stuff that happens sometimes in this industry, right? So anybody has any questions on just this point on? You can unmute yourself. Do you have a question on, again, what's duplication? Why do we duplicate? Or what's the meaning of systems? Does anybody have a question? Unmute yourself, ask away. Whoa, I'm really that good? Nobody has any questions? Really, Patricia? You don't have a question, Patricia? Unmute yourself. No? Okay. I know Elizabeth is shy, so I won't pick on her. Nobody else? Okay.
Peter, the
So-
reason I don't have a question is because you are covering things 100%. What you're doing is exactly what we need to hear, what we need to follow. And you did it very well.
Thank you, Patricia. This is a lot of years, a lot of people, a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that I had to go through. And I always ask myself too, and then I'll lead in with this story too. So years ago in my other companies, right? This was my aha moment, everyone. I had a friend come up to me and he goes, Peter, do you know you're so good? I said, really? He goes, Peter, you're so good, it could be intimidating. You're so good, I'd rather say no to you because I don't want to let you down. Does everybody understand what I'm getting at? There are times, and I didn't understand why my friend said no to me. And it's because, again, I was taught that I had to be the superstar. I had to know it all. I had to be the one that answered all the questions. I had to be the Peter for everyone. Does that make sense? I had to be the one, not my team, not the system, Peter. And when Peter did that for many, many years, what happened to Peter? Peter got burned out. Peter had no life. Peter made money, but he also spent a lot of money because the system and the whole program wasn't right. And then Peter had to realize that Peter was doing too much. How many Peters are out there?
I have a
Are you-
question for Peter.
Right? How many, are you a Peter too? Are you doing too much too? Does it make sense? Are you doing too much and not leveraging? Are you doing too much and not duplicating? And then I realized, OMG, oh my gosh, Peter does not have a system. Peter tried to create system, but Peter didn't have enough support. He didn't have enough experience. He didn't have enough of a team. He didn't have enough to create that duplication until Peter had to go through the industry even more. I had to learn how to purge myself out. I had to learn how to change my mindset thought. Instead of doing more, I had to learn how to do less. I really had to learn how to do less. And then the moment I had to learn how to do less, that's how I came up with this breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because me and my friend, he was a workout buddy. His name is Eric. You're going to meet him. He literally gave me the whole analogy. He taught me, Peter, you are the one that's so excited to go into the gym. You didn't even hire a professional body trainer. You just learned how to use all the equipment yourself. You spent so much time on working on the wrong parts of your body. You actually physically hurted yourself. And when you did that, nobody wanted to follow you. And that's why they said no to you. How many Peters are out there like me? Sandy, she raised her hand so high. Okay, I saw you. Okay. There are a lot of Peters out there, everyone. A lot. And I hate to say it, there are a lot of Peters that fall through the cracks, meaning there are so many good entrepreneurs that get burned out. That's why I like to teach this. And that's why I love LifeWave, because LifeWave is so simple in terms of qualifications. Our system, the B activating system, the 333, ask, share, and give, gives you the time to learn how to do less is more. Does that make sense? It gives you the time to make mistakes. It gives you the time to learn how to really develop a skill set of connecting. Okay, it gives you a time to learn how to dance. Who here likes to dance? I like to dance, right? We got to learn how to dance. Yeah, we got to dance with each other now. Okay, network marketing is a dance. Okay, it is not a recruiting style. You're going to have to learn how to have fun. Who here likes to have fun? Okay, now I'm going to go through the times. I'll tell you exactly my schedule. I probably work about 15 hours a week, everyone. When I say work, I'm talking about true money-making time frame behaviors, okay? What do I mean by that? This is 1 hour of my 15 hours. This is 1 hour of my 15 hours. This morning I did 1 hour already. And then later in the afternoon, I'm gonna join the podcast, which is 30 minutes. So I'm working 2.5 hours today. Does that make sense, everyone? You see that? Why? Because I know exactly what I need to build in the morning. I know exactly who my workout buddies is. And this morning it was Midge, it was Kathy, it was Julianne. Does that make sense? I worked out already. This afternoon, we're leveraging. Everyone here, if you have not met me, you're leveraging me today for the first time. You're learning something. You're learning how to absorb this information, and you're going to learn how to apply. And then when we apply this tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're all duplicating each other. We're all developing each other. And this is what people are going to see. When you see 7, 12, 10 leaders presenting for you, your prospects are going to look at them and go, wow, Sandy, you invited me to something where these are the highest level of people. And look at, wow, they don't even talk about money. They don't talk about MLM. We just talk about the technology. Oh my God, Sandy, there was 300 people on. So when people see that, they know that this took time to develop. Remember, to get 200 to 300 people on every day, that is the biggest, hugest thing I've ever seen. Teams only get that one time a week or once a month if they have a special guest. We do this every day because we have been duplicating this. Yeah. I want to know a checklist page. Yes, we do, Mindy, and you're brand new. We're gonna show you and get you through the steps. Okay, so, and I love when Mindy and when brand new, and this is another thing, everyone. Our system is so developed when brand new people come in here and they find different gyms. Notice that we all welcome each other. Why? Because we're all working out the same way. We all see the same information every day. Does that make sense? It's not Sandy's doing the one thing, Donna's doing one thing, and Midge is doing one thing, and then all of a sudden, Sandy's business partner finds Midge, and then she's confused and go, hey, Sandy, why is Midge doing the 444 when we're doing 333? You don't understand. We're all on the same page, and again, that is called duplication. Duplication is copying, duplicating, but the right way, the right things that will help you. Okay, again, I don't want you to duplicate the wrong way. And how do we know if it's wrong? If it does not produce or develop results. And you cannot do it wrong here. You can only probably do it wrong here maybe for 30, 60, 90 days max, okay? Meaning that when you make a mistake, we as a team will recognize it and reverse it for you. If you plug in, meaning if you plug in with Marcy, Donna, myself, all the leaders here, you're going to see and hear the same thing over and over again from different voices. Does that make sense? Different personalities. That again just shows how diversified we are. And diversification is so awesome because again, it shows that this team knows how to play together. They know how to work together, right? So duplication, everybody, no questions on that? Are we totally 100% clear on what duplication is? So we know why we need to duplicate. We know what to duplicate, and you know how much time we need to duplicate, right? And duplication, everyone, is really the podcast. Learn how to get people to the podcast because the podcast is doing the heavy lifting for you. I cannot even believe today that we have that kind of that we have developed this kind of system today to support everyone here. Does that make sense? To me, it's kind of mind shocking. So Naomi, do you have a question? Do you want to unmute yourself?
I have a comment for you.
Yes.
I have not done multi-level marketing before, and listening to you is 100% useful and wonderful for me, because I don't have to make the other mistakes. I can simply learn how to do everything as I take my first few steps. So thank you very much. So I speak from no experience whatsoever. I'm starting to work with some marvelous prospects, mostly practitioners, who will then have reach to many, many people. My mission is basically to spread the word so the well-being can be spread to many thousands. And people that I will never meet personally, who can benefit from my efforts at letting them have access to patches, because the patches do the work. So I love your concept of not just duplicating the business, but also duplicating my effort in how I can help more people than I could physically help. So I love everything you're describing, and I'm so glad I don't have to make other learning mistakes and learning, because I don't have more time than X amount of time. So everything you said makes sense, but it makes even more sense since I want to reach a lot of people with the goodness of the patches. Thank you very much.
Well, Naomi, I'm gonna hold you right there first, because you are the perfect person for my example. So now Naomi is brand new, everyone.
Noemi, Noemi.
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 Okay. Noemi. Yes, Noemi. Noemi is brand new, everyone. Spanking new. If she joins, she's already in our community.
Yes.
She now will learn what to build, how much time to build that specific skill set. She's going to recognize who to leverage. She's going to reach out to them. Then she's going to know exactly what systems to duplicate. She's going to figure all this out in the first 30, 60, 90 days. So now, Noemi, this 30, 60, 90 days to me is the highest compliment that you've given us, because this 90 days to me is going to save you 10 years of heartache, energy, money that we don't have, because she is duplicating. She sees and resonates with this message, and she now, is applying it on to her life. Does that make sense, everyone? This is why this thing works, okay? And I love to hear this, because I feel like now, because she does this, and when she does this, how many more people behind Noemi is she gonna teach this system? Does that make sense? Because now she can help them save time and money, and on and on and on and on. If you really look at, oh, go ahead.
So part of my training of the people that I bring in is I have no background in multi-level marketing. So let me tell you how the resources that are being provided in Marcy's group with Peter and all these other people who've already set this up can how to make use of it and how to help us get the job done. So I'm using my example of being a newbie and telling them you can be a newbie and put all this leverage to use. I mean, leverage up the wazoo. So it's fabulous. And it's kind of like, it's like a celebration, because you've done so many things for us that I know what to send out. I know, where this website is. And if this comes up and I'm in the webinars, I go, well, what are the expectations? Then the behavioral aspects of this. I mean, it all fits together, but I can be an example to others who are newbies and say, you can take giant steps because all this is provided already for us. So it goes beyond, I mean, I'm the example to duplicate for the newbies. The business aspect of it.
Next year in Austin, Texas, in November during convention, I'm gonna expect you up there on stage, okay? So I can't wait to meet you live, okay? We're gonna have some fun. So thank you so much for sharing this. Wow.
Here, a little comment with regards to that.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I meet a lot of people from the old school MLM, where you protected those that came in with you because it was yours, all yours. Now, I'm very new in this as well. This is my first time to do network marketing. And so when I enroll people, I use the word enroll. I don't use the word sign up. And I also share with them that we are in the business of direct sales and that we are in a profession of network marketing, and that it always behooves each one of us to help others build, or we go nowhere anyway, so that they don't protect their downline and never give us access.
That will actually, Donna, write that down. That will probably be one of our topics too. It's called tap rooting. Okay. We have to learn how to tap root. And everyone, this is not, we're not each other's bosses. I cannot manage you. I don't want to manage anyone. Okay. That's why I got out of the beauty business. I hated having employees. I hated telling people what to do. I'm telling you that. And that was at a young age. I like free being. I like to be free. I'm a freedom guy, but give me the tools. Give me the goal. Give me the vision. Give me the way. Give me a tool to change my life and everyone. It's called HTF, health, time, and freedom. I say it all the time. Your goal is to go to fight for your health, time, and freedom. And how are you doing it? By learning how to ask, share, and give. Right? That ask, share, and give is your tool to get to your health, time, and freedom. And we do this every day. And if you do it every day consistently, whether again, it's 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, that is it. The more you work, the more you get. But the working, I'll leave with this and then I'll answer Patricia. Your time, everyone. This is the magic number in your career, in your life. Who here has ever owned a business? Raise your hand. Owned a business. When you owned a business, didn't you in your business have to influence or inspire or impact 2 people that saw the same thing that you did? Who here had ever had partnerships? Oh, no, okay. I had bad partnerships. Who here is married? Didn't you have to influence your husband or wife to marry you?
Nope.
Didn't you have to find a partner? Do you understand what I'm saying? In your life, you need to do 2. You need to find 2 partners. If you can find 2 people on the same mind, same path, same direction, everything is the same. Or if you already developed each other through that path. Because remember, I started almost 20 years ago. I found my 2 20 years ago, and we just developed each other all the way to here. If you're brand new here, like Noemi, you got to go find your 2 now. This is your time now, right? But then when you do find your 2, like you all 3 of you are on your way like a triangle to your retirement, to your health, time, and freedom. That is everyone's goal. Until you get there, that is your time in the gym. That is your constant workout. Does that make sense? You can't give up on that. And our gym does not even allow you to give up. If you give up on yourself. But if you give up on yourself, you're either giving up on helping others, but don't give up on yourself on helping yourself. Just don't ever get off the patch. That's all. But if you decide that you don't want to help others, then that's easy. Then you're not in the gym. Does that make sense? But if you're in the gym, you're building muscles to go help others. That is the name of the game, okay? And all we're doing is defining it, making it easier, making it simpler for you to build, leverage, and duplicate every day through this process until you get to where you need to be. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it on to Patricia. After that, Donna's gonna close out this call. So Patricia, you have any questions?
I don't have a question, I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Peter, I did what you said. I'm the opposite of, who was the person who was just talking?
Noemi?
Noemi.
Yeah.
I've been in network marketing for years. I was a national director with Interlight. I had regional directors. I rented hotel rooms for my people to bring their people to, and I wore myself out. Then I went to another company, and finally, almost 2 years ago, I came here. And I'm so glad I made this call. I hope it's recorded. Are you, where can I get? I want my people to hear this call, because what happened was I did exactly what you were talking about. I suffered from burnout in LifeWave.
Yeah.
You know, the patches are incredible, but if you're not supporting them, now I ate good, I exercised, I drank water, but I was stressed to the max and I burned myself out. And the patches can't overcome when you wear yourself to a frazzle. So I got a serious case of shingles. Now that was a miracle because it knocked me out for 2 months. And it was wonderful because it was my body saying, I've had it with you. I cannot anymore do it at this pace. You need to change. You need to stop. You need to rest. And so that's exactly what I did. And about a week or two ago, I came back full strength. And what happened was I attracted 2 huge business builders. One of them is in the villages here in Florida. That's huge. And he wants to build the business. And then another one that's up in Massachusetts. And it's like, now that I'm coming in with this new energy and I'm getting them both on the podcasts, and I realize I'm going back to my team and I'm saying, guys, I don't see any of you on the podcast. Let's do it together. I'll meet you there tonight.
And now, has that helped you already now, Patricia? Have you seen the changes of that shift now?
Yes.
And sometimes we have to just, again, go back, assess, you know, see if things are not working, go back to the basics. So thank you for sharing that, Patricia, because again, it just shows. I'm just telling you guys, if you don't plug into the podcast, it doesn't matter how good you are now, because the podcast eliminates and leverages everything, and that is up to them. Okay, and I'll talk about the podcast even more when I come back on the next call. But like someone like Patricia, Sandra, everyone, Amy, everyone, Lisa, the only way to duplicate out is you have to bring them to somewhere to see information with or without you. That is the name of the game. We just eliminated everything else that doesn't matter. I don't have to teach you how to enroll. I don't have to teach you how to put left, right, left, right. I don't have to teach you which packages. That is part of our system. That's on the biz side already. That's already on videos, okay? So today's been an awesome call. I know everyone learned something today, which is great. I'm gonna pass this back on to Donna. Donna, can you leave us with your wisdom today?
Sure. First of all, I want to tell you that since Peter has so graciously allowed me to lead next week, I've already written down some thoughts. I'm going to give you some ideas on what to do in this season to increase your income and increase your influence with those that are working with you, that kind of thing. For today, I just want to share this. Look at your schedule. Choose a night or two when you can be present on the podcast. If you have a schedule where you have family and you have responsibilities, then choose one night when you can be consistent. And then that's the night you invite your friends or your neighbors or so on to the podcast, so that when you're present, they can be present as well. And that way you're not getting burned out. That way you are present emotionally and mentally and physically. Then you can even plan to be with that person after the podcast and meet with them for a few moments to answer their questions, you see? And that way you're also maintaining your energy. And you are at a place where you can help them as they start their business, or you're showing them also how to invite their friends to come that same night that you're there. And you can also build community yourself with those people that you're inviting to come with you. You can meet after the podcast with your friends and you can answer questions. And if you don't know the answers, if you plan ahead of time, someone can be present with you if you have people that want to meet with you afterwards to help you with those questions, so that you're building community, you're building trust. It doesn't mean that you're going to enroll everybody that day, but my goodness gracious, what an opportunity to love on people and to just answer questions and not be salesy, but be present. And if you have family and you really want to build this business, listen, there are some people that are caregiving, parents, siblings, little kids. Maybe they have 2 other businesses that they're trying to work at the same time, where they're trying to work themselves out of those businesses or out of the corporate world. Plan your meals. Schedule yourself. Spend a few hours on Sunday, which I'm learning to do this right now in transparency. I'm like, whoa, I've been in this for a year and almost a half, and I hit it hard. And now I'm like, okay, I need to really, truly plan my time so I can give my time to this business so that I have the income that I want, because I have a why. So find your why. And you know what? Your why might change. I had a specific why when I started. And after about 5 months, that why shifted into a different why. I've had about 3 whys. But each time in that season of that why kept me hanging in there for the hard times. Because when you start being serious and you start seriously, intentionally building and intentionally sharing and doing your breakfast and your lunch and your dinner, you are going to have obstacles, and you're going to have what I say, go for no. I say, go for as many no's as you can during the day, because then you have peace, because you know yes is coming. And if you get a lot of no's, just know that you got to make a lot of mistakes in those no's, and it's a win-win, because it's learn as you go. It's learn as you go. So encourage yourself, stay engaged. Don't berate yourself if you get a no. Just go, okay, that's fine. And this is the other thing. I don't really ever hear a no. I've heard 1 no in 1 year and 4 months. 1. And that person I did not go back to, because I knew that I wasn't supposed to. They were hooked on 25 pills a day, and they settled into their disease, and they did not want to change, and they wanted to die. And so I did respectfully let them live the life they wanted to live. But over that time, that's literally the only no that I took serious. I just said, okay, no worries. And a month later, I'd say, hey, how are you doing? Without mentioning the patches. Hi, how's your family? Keep notes on people that you're staying in contact with. The list. Remember the list that Marcy goes over and over and over again. And you're like, oh my God, yes, I have my list, please. And you're like, yes, I have my list. Listen, write notes in your list. And you know, every so often I go back all the way back to the beginning of my list and go, oh yeah, I haven't talked. I see one right now. I want to get back with them since August. I remember. They're going to forget that I contacted them, so I'm going to contact them again. You see, if you're present in people's lives, you might get the sale. And I will share also one other small thing that really impacted me this week, and then definitely will close. I've had a couple of people that I respectfully kept my distance from, because I knew they were in other people's communities that I know. And so I knew that the people in my community were connected with them, and I knew that they would contact them. And so I put my own boundaries on those things. And then I find out one particular instance for sure. I had asked this person and they said, not interested. And then I stopped being present. even though I know them. I stopped being present regarding testimonials. I stopped sharing things because they were somebody else's and I'd already contacted them. And do you know, they did get enrolled like 8 months later. But do you know, they forgot by then who had introduced them. And they even contacted me privately and said, will you please forgive me? I knew someone had shared with me, but I didn't remember who it was. And I certainly would have purchased it from you. And I'm like, no worries. I'm here to support you and encourage you. And because they're enrolled with a close friend, and that's fine. The closeness that I have with that person was still good enough for me to have enrolled them early on. But I wasn't present because I knew the other person enrolled after that. So I just wanted them because they'd known them longer. And so I self-implemented these boundaries that truly were not true boundaries. Because why? It's their health. It's their health at stake. And so that happened. They apologized to me. But do you know what? I'm the one who's followed up with them. I'm the one who's helped them since then, because I know they're on things. They've been through some health crises and they've been through some healing crises. And so I've just made myself present because I love them as a person. That's where you have to decide, listen, it's not just about business. It's about loving people. So I'm still connected to them. I don't know that they're being served by this other person who is a friend, but still we've kind of lost contact. And the other thing is there's another person that enrolled on another person, and I self-implemented boundaries again. And I didn't do anything, didn't say anything. And do you know that the time I wanted to contact them, I've now discussed it with them, and they said, I am so sorry that you did not contact me, because I would have already been well among my business. I'd already be with residual income, and I'd already know what I'm doing by now. But instead, I'm exhausted. I'm in a new stage of absolute health and physical financial crisis. But they would have already passed through those things and been prepared for those things through the patches had I gone ahead and followed my gut instead of my logic. And the third thing is this: if you do have boundaries because it's based on relationship and you're respecting those relationships, listen, honor is a good thing. You can't, and if those people are in your downline, you could very well still continue to love on them, meet with them, talk with them. And then when you enroll them, if the person that you have enrolled or is in your downline somewhere is building, then just contact them and say, listen, this is someone, your best friend or what have you. Maybe you're the one who watered them. Maybe you're the one who brings the harvest with them, and then you can still enroll them. And this is part of the tap rooting. You can still enroll them underneath that person, and then they can take care of them if they are actively building. If they're not actively building, it's still worth having a conversation over so it doesn't destroy a friendship. Anyway, bless you. That's all I have. And thank y'all so much for coming. It's just an honor to learn from these that have been in the business for so long, especially those of us who are new, didn't know that we were made for this until we were thrown into it. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't imagine not being involved in something like this, because it's just so wonderful. And I just bless you for coming. And I do invite you to come next week. How about we have a pod party, not a podcast party? What if we have a pod party for everybody who can't go to Costa Rica? How about we have our own
okay. Why don't I make you a nice flyer for that? Okay, Donna?
pod party. And let's see, what can we do? Bring your favorite beverage and bring your favorite hat if you want to play. And we'll have a little hat party while they're gone. And we'll go over some things that I bring to the table.
Well, Donna, it's been a pleasure to be hosting with you again. We've completed the 3rd episode, everyone. If you watch the 3 episodes, you would get a total immersion of what breakfast, lunch, and dinner looks like, what building, leveraging, and duplicating feels like. And then now let's go get your HTF. Let's go work for your health, time, and freedom in 2023, starting now, okay? We're gonna guide you through. Now, the next couple of weeks after Donna is, for next week, I'm holding your hands through this, okay, everyone? I am physically going back to work with everyone here. I'm going to the gym because I want to finish out the year, make sure that everybody knows, not trust. I want to leave with this. There's a difference between trusting. You can trust on wrong information. Okay? We all get hurt by trusting the wrong people. But there's a thing called knowing. You got to know your people. You got to know yourself. You got to know where you're going. I want to make sure we all know where we're going by the end of the year, because I can promise you, I'm not even guaranteeing you, I promise you, 2023 is going to look so good for us, but it's not going to look good for the world. The whole world is shifting. We need to be the light for the world, okay? We're already almost 40,000 strong now. By next year, we can be 100,000 strong as an organization, as a team. I know, Mary, it is the most wonderful thing to say. I just want you to know we are all helping the world, okay? So go have fun, go have your lunch, go make your calls. I'll see everyone in the dinner time in the podcast. It's been a great Wednesday. I'll be on a plane tonight, so I will see you in Costa Rica somewhere on Facebook Live, okay? Love you all. Well, have fun and see you later.
Thank you so much. That was
Thank you.
awesome.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Peter and Donna. This was
See you next
excellent.
Donna, what
Wednesday.
do you want to say? You want to say something?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, just a moment. We're going to post a recording in Telegram, to post a recording on Facebook. And for those of you who are asking, can you listen to it again? And also, I did take a few notes, and Sandy took some notes inside. I copy and pasted, and I'll put those in the post so that you have that as well with the Zoom, and so you can rewatch it.
I love you, Donna. You make my, I'm leveraging you so much that I don't need to do all this. OMG. You see what leveraging looks like, everyone? This is what you do.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure you've
Okay,
paid the
bye,
price
everyone.
in your past, Peter.
See you tonight.
Let me stop the
Fun,
recording.
Peter. Have fun.
I
Have
will.
fun.